Good Friday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're enjoying your lunch, but we have decided to skip our lunches so that we can bring to you the preview of the Kenya women's semi-final match against South Africa. With me, I have big gentlemen. It's an honor to have these big gentlemen on the podcast. Uh, tutaanza na the youngest ama tuanze na the oldest?
Tuanze na the farthest. Ule ako mbali sana. and he knows himself, so he can start.
Let's start.
Sawa,
Let's start
sawa.
with the farthest.
So it's a pleasure inviting me for the podcast. Kwa
Yeah.
wale wanijui, I'm Alvin Wesonga. Is that
Wewe
enough?
kuna mtu wa kujui?
Bwana.
ule mtu wa kujui kwa hoki, basi huyo achezangi hoki ama ajui chochote juu ya hoki. My name is George Juguna.
Na wewe pia kuna mtu hakujui?
Hapana, mimi sijulikani. Hapa leo, mimi sijulikani.
My name is Brian Yonga.
I'm low down the food chain. Anyways,
My name is Brian Yonga. Thank you for having me, Simon.
You're welcome. I think this is the first time I'm having both Yonga and Alvin on any of our podcasts. So feel welcome. Hapa watu wanaingiliana kidogo na chomana kidogo. Those at home or in the office, you can always post your comments in the comment section below and we are going to highlight them. So gentlemen, let's jump straight into it. I'll start with Alvin. Alvin, you've been following the team and also we've been with you in the iSport 360 podcast, and we've been asked to speak about Kenya's performance. Was this expected after the sort of start we had, considering that we had given away a walkover to Ghana?
Okay, personally, I think there are mixed expectations from what happened before the team traveled. After the team traveled, we saw the ladies. Their match was given a walkover to Ghana. I think I'll honestly say my honest opinion is that 60% of Kenyans really thought the teams would disappoint. That's my honest opinion. But so far, I've seen they've played well. They've tried qualifying for the. I know it was easy for the men to qualify for the semi-final because we only had to win one match. But for the women, I think they've been resilient enough. Beating Nigeria yesterday was fantastic. So for me, I think there are mixed expectations. But the boys and girls have done their part. They have made us proud.
Okay. Brian, you've been silent in this tournament. Haujakuwa ukizungumza sana. Let's first start with your reaction after what happened at the start of the tournament and whether your expectations have been met so far.
Thank you, Simon. I think it's been a very eventful 6 days where we've come from Sunday till now Friday. Sunday, we were not sure whether the team would go, whether we just remain at home. But here we are 6 days later on the brink of reaching the final, 2 matches away from the title and still in a place in the World Cup. I guess this, as Alvin has said, expectations were very low considering how the pre-tournament preparations were, the camp, not knowing the travel dates, whether the team would go. Once they did go, the women forfeited their first match. So I also gave them around 40% because based on those challenges, many teams would have gone and given up automatically because psychologically you've already lost 3 points, you've arrived late, you don't know how your opponents are. So kudos to both our teams. They've responded well despite the challenges, and they've proved all of us wrong who thought that they wouldn't make it. And they can only get better. We've rallied behind them since the tournament started, and we are hoping for good results going into the semifinals today and tomorrow.
Mm. Mhm. Yeah, Jigush, we do know that South Africa is always a tough fixture. Currently ranked number one in Africa, and also they've participated in more tournaments than Kenya, considering what has been going on in the country. Yeah, let's go first into what are the chances of Kenya qualifying for the finals in this competition.
Mbona unataka kuniweka kwa fix mimi nianze, but anyway it's a very tough match.
Mhm.
It's a very
Pole,
tough
pole.
match. It's a very tough match, but nonetheless, I think what the two gentlemen have said is if anything is to go by, then you can see there's that drive to go further, and they are bringing down anything that is in front of them. I mean, look at Nigeria yesterday. All of us were waiting with a bated breath. And I think Peter Sitera put it very rightly. They know ni kama alikuwa amekaza for the whole country, because kulikuwa kubaya, and it was really 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 hot. So and it's because we've gone through that, and I want to quote what Boki had said a while back in one of the podcasts, one of the THR podcasts that we had done, that after COVID, anything can happen. So for me, I have this gut feeling that we might make it to the finals. That is what I strongly feel. And what they did yesterday, I think, was pretty impressive. The mental state of this team seems to be upbeat a lot, and I think, and we're seeing it a lot even off the pitch. Just seeing the deputy, what is he called? The let's just say a deputy ambassador coming and just cheering the team on. That means the government is also taking them is really concerned on going on there down there, and
Mm.
good morale boost for it. So I'm optimistic. Chances are that we may go into the finals. Then there's nothing that will prevent us from beating SA.
Yeah, yeah. Alvin, what should the Kenyan ladies look to improve going into this fixture? What are some of the aspects that they need to work on or look out for? Because also South Africa have their weaknesses, and we've seen that they are not as strong as we know them to be.
Okay, as I said, and as I've been saying, this is the first match against Zambia. I think our ladies are still not so sharp and little up front, and
Mhm.
that is one thing that we need to work on as a team, because you can't be having a number of chances, a lot of chances, and you convert two.
Mm.
You can't have 10 chances and convert two.
Mhm.
And Simon, you are a coach, uh,
Mm.
you'll get your own chances, your opponents will get their own chances. If they convert
Yeah.
theirs, then you obviously know the result.
Yeah.
And we've been saying, I think let me take you back. You remember when Parklands was still in the Premier League?
Mm.
You'll obviously score Parklands, but they'll have to score one against you.
Mm.
So if you score one against them, they'll obviously score one against you. That will be a draw. So you always have to take your chances. I think that's the main undoing in the ladies side. Yesterday the defense was good. I think they did well. So going against South Africa, they have to make the backside so strong. We just have to make the backline better because the South Africans are no nonsense. You see, yesterday they gave Uganda, was it 10?
Yeah.
When they
Yeah.
get a chance, they'll obviously convert. So we need to work on our defense, and most importantly, how we score. We just need to work on how we
Mm.
score. Let us score. Let us score 5. They'll score 4. That's a win for us.
Mm.
I think that's
Yeah.
what our team should do.
Mm. Brayo, we've seen the likes of Beatrice bully people in defense, and Flavia pia akikumuta watu pale midfield ukiweka vidole vibaya.
Yeah.
Na tunajua Njukusha alikuwa amewatuma huko na unga na samaki. Should Kenyans look to use their physicality and physical fitness against South Africa, because we know South Africa are not as physically strong as Kenyans based on what you've seen so far in the tournament?
Yeah, because I catched a few minutes of the South Africa Uganda ladies match yesterday, and there was a bit of time in the first or second quarter when Uganda frustrated South Africa a bit. They were compact at the back. South
Mhm.
Africa were hasty in trying to move the ball fast, trying to get chances, but they couldn't. But later on, Uganda, I think, slumbered and they were open. Now South Africa were able to get the goal. So this is a match where we need to use all our strength, be it physicality. We also need the experience of the senior players. You mentioned Beatrice Mugwa, Flavia. We have also the captain Roda and Maureen, who've played in previous Cup of Nations. So we
Yeah.
need our experienced players to step up, lead the other young players in this because I mean one mistake and we are out. So we definitely need to avoid those mistakes. A
Mhm.
couple of times you guys have talked about ball watching.
Mhm.
We can't afford that against SA this evening. Any chance we get, we need to bury. And we played a bit narrow yesterday, so we need to avoid that. We need to give our best, avoid any mistake, use our physicality. South Africa have scored 19 goals uh, so far. So our defense really needs, we need to work overtime if we are to
Mhm.
reach the final.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, well said. Those aspects of ball watching, playing narrow, trying to run with the ball for 20, 30 yards, we need to be careful with them. Of course, we do have good dribblers like Maureen, like Witi, um, uh, the other forward, I'm forgetting her name. We have good forwards that can actually run with the ball, but what else can we do once we get into those key positions? A team like South Africa, once you frustrate them, they'll decide to use set pieces. So things like PCs, things like fouls within the 23-yard area, we need to avoid as much as possible. Also, these are
Yeah.
matches that you can't afford to get green cards and yellow cards and go down one or two players. These are some of the aspects. Not only tactically we need to look at, but they also we need to have players being patient. Jugushu've spoken a couple of times about players being patient. Yesterday's game against Nigeria, we saw that sort of divergent views on this, or divergent displays of this. The first half, the ladies were not patient. In the second half, they were patient. So, what are your views on this?
I think we just need to settle early into the game and be able to put all our head in it, because one of the things that I'll probably add on what Alvin said was that we need to stop ball watching, especially with the defense. And I think Brayo alluded to that we have to be in the game fully and concentrate on just making sure that we don't make stupid mistakes that will cost us. Sorry to use that word, but let us put our all in it. Let us push, and once we do that, then we'll be able. Because South Africans are are tactically, they can outwit us on that. So let's from the word go, let us be steady, because we lose it even in the first quarter, because I foresee them coming to us, them coming to us very early. So they just hit us from the word go, then come back and try and play the ball around and ensure that we don't get to equalize or anything. And when we get chances like for short corners, let us utilize them and ensure that we convert them, because yesterday we had like what, six short corners. The Zambia game, I can't remember how many pieces we had. Probably another 9, if I'm not wrong, or 7. And so those could have been goals equal to what Brian said, that South Africa has scored, because for them, they get a chance, they utilize the chances that they have. It was good to change. I don't know who had pushing the piece, and then at some point we had Maureen come in and push them. So we need to have them, and then let them also agree and see who is that ball going to at the end. The set pieces, how are they going to change them so that they don't look like it is obvious what they are going to do next? Because I think at some point we were caught off guard by the Nigerians, because they realized, hey, our watu wanacheza hii game, so let us just beat them at this. So we have to be divergent, and this is, I think, a conversation Jackie probably needs to have with the girls, and ensure that they have diverse views. The other thing, and I think Deno alluded to it yesterday, was decision making. It's okay to listen to what is being said coming, but you are the one on the ground, you're the one who can see the practicality of it. Apply it. And then it's good to have experienced players like Beatrice and Flavian, who are able to make decisions and stick with them and just do that. Those are, I think, what I would say about that.
Speaking about a conversation, Brian, assuming you are in that dressing room and you have been assigned the task of giving a speech to the players, what will you say? Let's first hear from you, and then we'll hear from Alvin. What will you tell the players going into this match tonight?
I think first of all, I just tell them that congratulate them first for this far they've come, overcoming all these challenges overnight. Secondly, reaching the semi-final, obviously was the first target after getting to the tournament. Secondly, is to tell them to believe in themselves. They're already winners this game. So what now do you go out and you can now execute victory that reach the final? I'd tell them, enjoy yourselves, don't put yourself under pressure. You can win this game, but avoid any mistakes, believe in yourself, play as a team, because we'll need to work overtime, and players will need to help each other in various positions. And all in all, enjoy the experience and have fun. You can do it.
So yeah, Alvin, as you add onto that, or your reaction to that, assuming that Kenya go ahead, and you are the one sat on the bench next to Jackie, how will you tell the players to approach that game?
Okay, assuming Kenya has gone ahead, well, as a coach or as a member of the technical bench, I'll obviously tell my players not to sit back. I'll tell them, go get them. They should not sit back, but at the same time, the defense should not relax. Everyone should be on the watch. They should play their hearts out, because obviously you saw what Nigeria did. I think they got a draw and they were relaxed. They knew that now we have a draw. At least we qualify. They sat back. So when my team goes ahead, I'll obviously tell my players, don't sit back, don't relax. Keep pushing them. Keep pushing them because you have to intimidate them. So that
Yeah.
because in the process of pushing them, you can get a goal. I always say the best way of defending is attacking.
Mm.
Defend from the front. That's what I'll do as a coach or as a part of the technical bench.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, Nigush, so far so good for Jackie and her team. We can say this is our first or their first outing as coaches for Kenya. A massive encouragement for them going into the semis. Should they continue crossing their fingers and hoping for better performances and better results?
Let me tell you, sorry, for Jackie and Barbara, I think, and even Glenn, because this is the first time she's the TM. I think for them, they have earned, they have made, they have. I think to me, they have surpassed, in my opinion, their potential. And if a bonus was to be given, then I heard Brian say it, he was sending Alvin something. So I think he should just divert that money to to the two and and send them something good. They eat some. Is it fufu over there or anything that they eat? A scale of 1 to 10, I think for me, I would give them an 8, or rather a 9. Whichever way it goes in today's game, I think for me they have surpassed what they wanted, and they seem like whatever they have been practicing all this long has borne fruits. And so moving on, whatever comes their way, because I mean the ladies have been ranked. The last time they were ranked third. Well, I know they haven't played the third and fourth. Tomorrow's game is what will determine after today's game. That is, then the third and fourth classification will be done. But to me, I think they have done more than what a lot of people expected from them.
Yeah. Now, Brian, is it fair to give Africa just one slot per category in the Hockey World Cup? Do you think it's fair?
I, I I believe it's not fair because the more slots you add to Africa, the more teams will competitive to reach this. Because if you just give us one slot, uh, at times we and seeing that South Africa have represented us in the last 6 editions of the World Cup because of the sole slot that the continent has. I think FIH needs to revise these rules, add us like 2 or 3 slots, so that if you have more teams playing at that level, we'll, scouts of course will see these players. More players will be exposed to the hockey that other countries outside the continent play, and it will be good for the growth of the sport in the continent, not just in South Africa but elsewhere, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya. So FIH really should consider adding the continent that sole slot for World Cup in future tournament.
Yeah, Alvin, speaking of the qualification slots for the World Cup, the Olympics, we've seen Kenya not qualify recently or for the past couple of years. But FIH do organize other competitions like the FIH Pro League. How come FIH does not give consideration to African nations? You remember back then we used to have the World League. We used to have World League in different levels, and Kenya participated in it. Why do you think that Africa is being left out by these major nations or these major competitions by the FIH?
Okay. I think that's one of the main undoings because if FIH really care about developing the sport in Africa, one slot. Let me speak first about World Cup. One slot is like undermining the game in Africa. It's like saying uh, the African teams. I think their level of competition is a little bit lower than the other continents. So I don't understand on what basis they say that only one team should represent Africa. And I think that's a conversation that should be kept going because as much as giving Africa one slot makes the Africa Cup of Nations competitive, but it's undermining the sport in Africa because people want to go out there and get exposed. So you saying that only one team can go in World Cup participate. Uh, Europe, I think Europe has more than four slots. Asia, the Americas. So I think it's undermining the sport in Africa, and it's something that people should talk about. As much as we are, I'd say I'd say I'd say not. I'd say there are some people who are comfortable with that, but personally, I think that's not fair. That's not fair for Africa.
Yeah. Well said. Before Jugush reacts to that, Engineer Majiwa, the vice or the uh, deputy match and fixture secretary for KHU, has sent in his best wishes to the women's team. He says, I want to acknowledge the resilience of our ladies team that has propelled them to this stage. I observed them here during their training, and I have all confidence in their ability and ability to go past South Africa. The self-belief they have already displayed, they have all it takes to take any opponent and win. Best wishes and all the best to the team. Thank you very much, Engineer Majiwa, for that. And uh, Jugush, as you react to the World Cup slot as well as FIH Pro League, how come African nations are not quite getting their own competitions? For example, why can't we have an East African Cup, for example? Why can't Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, probably Zanzibar, and Ethiopia have their own competition that either is biannually or something like that?
I think that boils down to the different unions and how friendly they are to each other. Because I believe if they have this is something that can happen, because I mean we always see for the schools the East African school games, and so this is something that I don't think should be hard. I know Uganda and probably Alvin, their spokesman, will tell us more, or the ambassador for this side. uh, he'll tell us what 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 plans they have as a national team to come and we can have a rematch again, especially that men's that men's match. We can have it again here and then just see what happens. Tanzania had a very good team, pretty at coming. I don't know what happened. At some point, there was a tournament we used to happen. I think it was in August. Alvin can correct me if I'm wrong. And a lot of police was synonymous with going there. There was an Easter tournament for in Uganda, Kampala. I played. I attended that for the longest time possible when I could still play hockey, and so it's something that can happen, and not it doesn't have to be at the national level, but even at club level, because that way you get to sharpen clubs, you get to sharpen teams, and teams are to go out there, players are able to be exposed, and then slowly by slowly, then we get to have something, and then probably grow it further and further. Like I'm happy with what is happening down south, because I hear many Namibia, many Zimbabwe players play in the South African league, and already we can see the fruits that is going that are coming out, because Namibia just the other day, they will have been beaten many goals, and same to Zimbabwe. But now we have seen a very impressive performance from there. So I think if this happens from a club level, and also from club level to also national level, then we're going to see an improvement of this.
Okay, now let's go into the predictions because we need to come to an end of this preview. I'll start with Brian. What are your predictions for this match?
I'll be bold enough and say 2-1 in favor of Kenya.
Uh, that's nice. I was also about to say the same scoreline 2-1 to Kenya. Let's hear from Alvin.
I think Kenya will win this match. You want a score?
Also a score. Be bold, be bold. Give us a score.
3-2 in favor of Kenya.
Aurelia apate score yake pia.
Aurelia, I'm waiting for Ali Sowiti to score.
Yeah. Aurelia is really having a good tournament to reach that form continues, and she gets a couple of goals. I don't know why defenders are not marking her, but tusipeane hiyo siri. Oops, tushapeana. Jugush, what are your predictions?
2-1 for me, just like what you and Brian have predicted, in favor of Kenya.
Yeah. As you've heard, all of us say we are optimistic about our women's team. Yeah. I don't have any comments, unfortunately, but let's hear final thoughts starting from the farthest. Alvin, what are your final thoughts?
I think the women just need to play their hearts out, as I said. Wajitume. They've trained for the Africa Cup of Nations for for more than 6 or 7 months, and I think they've played so well, very well so far. Wamefika kwa pale kwa mlango wakiluya. There's a saying in Luya. Let me say it in Kiswahili. I can't say it in Luya. I think it's an African saying. The pot breaks at the door. Yaani mtungi ile nyungu yenye watu walikuwa wanabebea kitambo maji, wamama wakitoka kwa mtoni, most of the times inavunjikianga hapo kwa mlango, so they should not allow that. Let them play themselves. Let them fly our flag high and finish it. And we are supporting them.
Yeah, Alvin anasema ati hawezi ongea Kiluya, and it's an African proverb. Kuna watu hapa wanasema Waluya from Asia or Europe. Wache kusema ni an African proverb. Brian, your final thoughts.
I think just one thing I noted about the Uganda SA match, I think Uganda showed too much respect to South Africa. So this is one thing that our ladies should don't show South Africa so much respect. We're in the semi-finals like them. We also have hockey sticks like them. We want to be in the final like them. So let's take them on. Believe we can win, and play as a unit. That's all I can say.
Jugush.
I think for me it's just there's something Nixon Nyanganga always says whenever Green Sharks should go out and play. Just say twende tujibambe. So waende wajibambe. Of course, they have learnt a lot. They know what their coaches have told them. let them go and have fun, and at the end of it, all just be excited of the result that they will bring at home. Whether or not it will favor us, it's for the game to decide. It's for the minutes to decide, and what we put in, and whichever way it goes, me, I think I'm a happy man. To considering the situation they have been and where they have gotten, I think they have done us proud, and I know they can do us much more proud. 2-1 lazima ingie, lazima tukue finali pale.
Yeah. Yeah, my final thoughts are we all know about the horse blinders or the tack, the ones that the racing horses are put on the eyes. I think that's what the coaches and the players need to have going into these semis. They need to stay focused, 100% focused on the assignment. They need to be 100% focused on the pitch. Each player needs to perform 100%. As a coach, I usually tell my players, even if we lose, let's lose having known that we did our best. Let's not lose in a bad way. And in a bad way, I mean we did not turn up for the match. There is a way you can perform that even the opponent knows that, regardless of whether they won or they lost, that's a deserved result. So as Brian has said, wako na stick kama sisi. In Kenya we usually stick hawana stick mbili na stick zao si za chuma, so stick ni ile ile, viatu ni zile zile, turf ni moja, sisi wote tuko away ground, so I believe Kenya we can do it. Yeah, so gentlemen, thank you very much for showing up. Unfortunately, Alvin has logged out early. Hopefully I'll get to see you much later for the review. At home, continue rooting for the team, continue sending them best wishes. Until next time, have a good one. Cheers and bye-bye.